Hello, how are you? I'm back again. Hello. I want you to like this page and share it. I want you to like it and share it because I have another message for you. And the reason that I'm doing it is because I believe that every day we have so many things that we spend time listening to and taking in that does not impact the bottom line of our lives. And my message is it's about you. It's about how do you take what's going on and the changes that have taken place and how do you get that to work for you? That's important. Thinking about people who are facing evictions and foreclosures and people who have lost their jobs or on the verge of losing their jobs or people whose businesses are suffering or whose businesses have closed. What is it that we can bring other than the bad news that can help people to clear their heads and get an opportunity to rethink their lives and to refocus? I believe that that's what's important. I know that was important when I went through foreclosure. I had to think about what am I going to do now? So I want you to like this page and share it, like it and share it. And earlier I talked about handling and facing your fears. I have had, I don't know why I'm speaking in past tense. I'm overcoming a fear of dentists. And I saw this movie years ago that taught me don't watch things that make you uncomfortable. And I saw this movie called The Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman and Laurence Olivier. Now, the millenniums don't know anything about this movie, Marathon Man. But Laurence Olivier wanted to extract some information from Dustin Hoffman. Do you know what I'm looking for? No, I don't. And he had him strapped in a chair and he went in his mouth with a drill. Let me tell you. And what he wanted to know, is it safe for me to go get the diamonds? And let me share something with you. I was so terrified that movie, I forgot it was just a movie. I ran out, spilled my popcorn and everything, did go to the dentist for 5 years. And then I saw another movie called Little Shop of Horrors. And there's a dentist scene in there. I don't know why I watched that. And so, but I had to go to the dentist last week and I cried. I must admit, I cried. And Alex, Dr. Johnson, look here, find out Dr. Johnson's first name, the dentist I went to. Find that out for me, please. Okay. I know that Jerry would know. I got to get his name because he was so understanding. Him and his whole staff, they knew that I was nervous and they were working to make me feel comfortable. And I asked one lady, do y'all have loud drills here? Because I don't like to hear the drills. I said, if I hear a drill, I'm out of here. We're not going to use a drill on you. I said, I don't care. I don't want to hear no drills. The drills just give me the heebie jeebies. So, but anyhow, I went and he was very gentle, Dr. Johnson, and he talked to me and oh, it reminded me of something. I was telling him I had an experience where I went to this event and I had to speak and I choked. I panicked. But I did not know that the minister was going to call on me to speak. And so when he did, I choked. And I went and I sat in my car in the parking lot and I said, this will never happen to me again. Never again. As I turned the rearview mirror in my face so I can look at myself and I beat the dashboard. I said, this will never happen to me again because I couldn't think. I was consumed with fear. That's why the book of life says that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. And he said, that's interesting. You said that will never happen to you again. He said, I had a speaking experience to speak at a dental association situation. And he said, I said to myself, I'll never do that again. Wow. We both said, wow. He said, you said, this will never happen to me again. You got some coaching and help and assistance so that you can improve. And I said, I'll never do that again. And I stopped speaking to dental associations. I stopped sharing my knowledge and my expertise. Let's think about that. That there are people who something happens, and some people say, this will never happen to me again. I'm going to get the help and assistance and the coaching I need in order to overcome my fears, in order to improve myself, to get better, to be more impactful, to have a greater influence. But some people, they shut down. They stop dead in their tracks because of their failure, because of their disappointment, because they weren't a pro coming out of the gate, because they found it uncomfortable. See, the way that you grow in this thing called life, you've got to be willing to build your life and your dreams on the failures, on the disappointments, on the setbacks. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. That's it's called life. That's why Viktor Frankl calls this thing called life, is he said it's full of unavoidable suffering. That as you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams, here's what I'm suggesting to you. Things have changed. Nobody will argue with you on that. You take a vote, everybody will say things have changed. We're going from brick and mortar to click and order. The majority of corporations, they have people working from home. They're never going to go back to renting those large buildings, those large shopping malls. Many of those will be used for other purposes. It's a different place. We're gone, as I say, constantly from brick and mortar to click and order. So now you have the ability to use your ability to communicate. And if you're not good at it, learn, invest in yourself. That's what I did. Things have changed. I want you to write this down. Make the change work for you. Make it work for you. A lot of people say, oh, I'm waiting on a stimulus check. They're playing politics with the stimulus check. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's taxpayers' dollars, okay. But make this change that has taken place work for you. Find a way to create something that's you, that won't put you in this situation again. Find some way that you can leverage your knowledge, your experience, that you can begin to look at controlling your own personal economy, and that you're not at the effect of what the government does, or what's going on in DC, or what's going on in the White House, that you control what's going on in your house. You got greatness in you. You can do more, but we've been programmed, we've been schooled. It's no accident that we think in a limited way, because we have not been trained to be entrepreneurial in our thinking. We've been groomed. Manufacturers have groomed educational systems to prepare people to work on jobs. And now we are at the end of work. Now, the time that you can go to college and graduate and get a job and work 40 years, that day is gone. Now, you have to find a way in this new economy to work for you. And I know you can do this. I'm 75. You will not find me at one of these large grocery stores that's about to close down being a greeter. Why? Because I'm expanding my knowledge, my abilities and skills. I will not be like one of my classmates that I graduated with from Booker T. Washington High School in 1963. He said, man, I see you all over the internet. Man, you're training speakers, you're speaking, you look real good, you look like kid from House Party, Kid and Play. Man, you're doing it. And I said, what are you doing? He said, oh man, I've lived my life. I say, excuse me? Am I talking to a ghost on the other end of the phone? We both are 75. You're smart, man. I used to copy off your paper. That's how I got out of Booker T. Washington High School. You're a smart dude. You've always been smart. I admired you for the fact that you always got A's. And I got D's. I never had an A or a B in my life when I was in school. That's why I said as close to you as I could. People probably thought we were dating. I'm telling you, he's smart. And he said, oh, I'm through. I have lived my life. Do you know how many people, and I know you know some, they have lived their lives. They're not living a life of contribution. That if they died now, the conversations, the stories about them would end probably in a week or 2 weeks. We were brought here to do something. God had a lot of choices. You were chosen 1 out of 400 million sperm. Think about that. 1 out of 400 million sperm. There's something. His name, his name is Marvin. They're gonna nickname and call him Papa Skeeter. But that one, he will be named Marvin. He got something. Yeah, they can call him Papa Skeeter, but Papa Skeeter, you bad dudes. He's going to do some good stuff down there. Oh, yes. Yeah. Her name is Ayana Najuma Olujimi. That's what they will name her. Beautiful flower, abounding in joy. Yes, her father's name will be Les and mother's name Francine. She going to be something special. Yeah. Hey, you were chosen to do great things, to do the greater work. Think about this. Listen, this is no accident. Our being here and being here at this point in time. You still breathing? There's work for you to do. There's work for you to do. And so find ways to make this time and the changes work for you. Things have changed. So I'm learning the computer. I brought myself on. I used to have help and assistance to bring myself on. I make it a point, write this down. Make it a point to learn something today that you did not know yesterday. Do that. And I'm telling you, life will just change. And the more you do that, learning and going to bed smarter than you brought in the morning, going to bed smarter will make you less dependent on others. I got angry at one of my daughters. I was asking her to do something for me, and she didn't do it. And finally, I said, "Why won't you do what I need you to do? I need your help on something." And she said, "You act like your children owe you something." Whoa! First, I got mad. Then I thought, no, she doesn't owe me anything, nor my children. No. Yes, I paid for her to go through Spelman College, but she don't owe me nothing. Guess what? I figured out how to do it without her. But it also served me notice. The Bible says once a man, twice a child. So I said, I've got to take care of the old man in me because my kids don't owe me nothing. So I better be wise, watch as well as pray, and exercise and be selective of my choices and my eating and think and keep my mind sharp, read and doing a variety of things so that I don't end up with Alzheimer's or dementia. Be actively engaged in life because mama used to say, if you don't use it, you lose it. It takes longer to wear out than to rust out. It's a time to be engaged in life, not being a witness, not just listening to all the statistics on the spreading of the coronavirus. You want to be concerned and stay out of harm's way, but not consumed with the statistics and hoping that you're not in the number. Just stay a proper distance from people. Be mindful, be concerned, but not consumed. And live and maximize the available time that you have on the planet to do some other stuff. My goal is to finish strong. I haven't done my best stuff yet. Are you kidding me? No. He's old. I've lived my life. Because you're 75? You've lived your life? Come on. Come on. Probably if he died now, they have to do a GoFundMe to bury his behind. No, this thing called life, herein my Father glorified that ye bear much fruit. That we are here to bear much fruit, to do the greater work, because we can. To leave a legacy. A good man leaves a legacy for his children and his children's children. And so when you look at yourself, look at your goals, look at your dreams, make what's going on work for you. Look for the possibilities. Don't depend on the government. If they come through, fine. If you have a great inheritance, fine. If people will come to your rescue, your children be volunteered to work and take care of you, fine. But if that doesn't happen, I love the song, Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child who has his own. If something happened to me and I couldn't take care of myself, I know one of my sons, will he wipe my behind? No, he'll write a rap song about it. Then I got a daughter, she will pray for it. I got two that will pray for it, but they ain't gonna wipe it down. You got to know who's gonna wipe your behind. I hate to go there. Will I go be able to stay with them? I got two of them that I can stay for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then they can say, you know what, Daddy? I think you worn out your welcome. You talking to yourself and changing my stuff around up in here. I like the shades being down. You like the shades being up. This is my house. Let me tell you something. You know, when you get in a position, you can find out a lot of folks based upon how they treat you when you can move around. But if your stuff start declining and you have to depend upon people, that's you start getting on their last nerve. They start telling you stuff, start recalling stuff. Do you remember? Yeah, where your fans now? Who love the motivator? Yeah, you spend all that time trying to have a dinner with you, and they come up, oh, excuse me, I hate to interrupt you. And I wanted to say to them, then why don't you go sit your behind down and let me have dinner with my father? And you say, oh, excuse me. Yes, I'd love to. Yes, I'll sign it. Do you remember that? Couldn't even have dinner with you without being interrupted. Somebody tried, may I have your autograph, please? Why don't you autograph your behind over there someplace? Let me tell you something. Where are they now? You want to call one of them to come over and change the bed, change the sheets? I'm just keeping it real. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. When I had sciatica pain and I couldn't pick up my body weight, and I needed help to get in the bathtub, out of the bathtub, and get in a wheelchair to be wheeled through the airport, that was a humiliating time for me. And I'm wondering, God, will I ever be able to stand up? And fortunately, because of God's grace and mercy, because of his prayers, he said, I'll give you another shot, because I was trying to make a deal. I'll say, you know what? Listen, Lord, I know I've prayed in the past and told you I was going to increase my tithes by 35%. I know I promised you I was going to serve you. You think Paul worked for you? You ain't seen nothing yet. If you could just help this pain go away, if you could help me stand up and hold a microphone, let me tell you something. I'll serve you. I'll motivate and inspire your peoples. You're having too much fun. Hello? Listen, do something that's you. People say, boy, you look young. You don't look 75. I know. If you spend 40 to 50 hours a week doing something that's not you, it will age you. It will age you. I have people come up to me, Mr. Brown, I've been listening to you since I was a little boy. And I say, is that right? Then that makes me 150. I'm telling you. People look like they're 80 and 90 years old, one foot on the banana peeling and the other one in the graveyard. Do something that's you. There is no duplicate in life. Do something that's you. It will keep you young and vibrant. Be engaged. There's some truth in. It takes longer to wear out than to rust out. And most people, they rust out because they're doing stuff that's not them. It ages you. They're doing stuff that's not them. This stresses them out. They're doing stuff that's not them. It drives your blood pressure high. It's doing stuff that's not them. It turns your hair gray. I remember reading an article called, "Is Your Job Killing You?" Let's imagine going to a job that's killing you, and at the same time, you hope you don't get fired. Why? Because it pays the bills. But you know what? There's some of you listening to me right now and say, Les, you talking to me. Hey, Les, I know what you're talking about. Going to a job that just pay the bills, it's not enough. I want to do something. That's me. And you owe that to yourself. You're made in the likeness and image of God. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. But you've got to be willing to step up. You've got to be willing to reinvent yourself. You've got to be willing to take a chance on you, to bet on you. You've got to be willing to restructure your life. You've got to be willing to do something that's you. You've got to be willing to chase your passion and not a pension. You got greatness in you. But the reason I say this over and over and over again, they don't tell us this. Let's get a good education and things will work out just fine. Is that right? I don't think so. Things have changed. Take the time for quiet listening. In every area of your life. I did something the other day, and I asked myself, do I need to still do this? You know how many things we just take on out of habit? And we really don't need to be doing that. Why? It's somebody else's stuff. I sent out a resignation letter. Grandfather's listening to me. I'm a grandfather and great-grandfather. I sent out a resignation letter. I resigned from being Mr. ATM. I resigned. They rejected my resignation letter and I sent them back another one. And then I blocked my telephone. You know what this is? The world's smallest violin playing the world's saddest song. I feel lonely whenever you are around. You can't reach me anymore. Oh, he's on fire. After all the attention around this election, we need to have some relief. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm having a hot flash. Okay. You are crazy. Hello? Do something that's you. This is me. Speaking is me. Motivating people, that's me. Inspiring you, that's me. Lifting your spirits, that's me. And guess what? I feel good doing it. Love, happiness, hope, inspiration are chemistries in the body. It's a perfume you can't sprinkle on others without getting a few drops on yourself. When I get through talking to you, I'm fired up. I'm excited. I talked to my friend Tyrone the squirrel. Tyrone, did I do all right today? Yes, Mr. Brown, you did real good. You see what I'm talking about? I even got an amen from Tyrone. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Do something that's you. Take the time to think about it. Well, how do I do it? Don't ask how. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. You can do some stuff that you don't know. Do what's in your heart. Don't go to your mind. When there's an argument between your mind and your heart, follow your heart. Why? Because there's some things that you can do that you know in your heart of hearts that your mind can't comprehend. Because it's been trained to be logical and practical and realistic. I didn't do what I'm doing now because my mind said, you can't do that. You don't have a college education. You can't do that. You never worked for a major corporation. You can't do that. You don't have a PhD or an MBA. You can't do that. Who's going to pay you to talk? You ever got paid to talk to somebody before? Huh? No. Be logical, be practical, be realistic. Listen to me. Listen to me, Linda. Listen to me. Be unreasonable. That's the good advice. Be unreasonable and bet on you. Be unreasonable. Step out of being logical and practical and realistic, because there are some things that you can do that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. So you got to be willing to walk by faith and not by sight. You got to be willing to leap and grow your wings on the way down. I believe I can fly. R. Kelly, don't make me go there. Somebody clipped his wings. Oh. What's going on with him? Do something that's you. Jerry Jackson said this to me. Life has no duplicate. This is your life. Do something you ought to yourself. That's you. I'm telling you what I know. I have such joy. I enjoy my life. It's great to be me. Because nobody's going to tell me, oh, when you get ready to go on vacation, you've got to let us know 3 weeks in advance. No one is going to tell me, this is what time we want you here, and this is what time you can get off. No one's going to tell me what I'm worth. I tell myself that. Because I'm doing what's me, and I've invested in me. You don't get paid by the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to the hour. And so I created a strategy program by investing in myself. A job is what you get paid for. Your calling is what you're made for. And so I transitioned from a job to my calling. There's a calling on your life too. You might have ignored it. There's a calling. You might have put it on hold. There's a calling. You might have decided to allow the conversations in yourself and the world to drown out the sound of a voice saying, I'm over here. I'm over here. You can do this. You can do this. You came here to do this greater work. Yeah. You can ignore it if you want to or put it on hold. But at some point, your butt will be out of here. We all have an expiration date. Do you? We all. Nobody's figured out how to get out of here alive. Live life on your terms. Take a chance on you. I heard something the other day, and it was from Mary Trump. She said something that was key. The person who was interviewing us said, boy, I'm so tired. She said, I'd rather be tired and happy than tired and terrified. Wow. That when you go all in on your dream, even if you don't reach it, even if I did not get selected by the top 5 speakers in the world, Toastmasters. Even if I wasn't inducted into the National Speakers Association's Hall of Fame, even if I didn't get the Golden Gavel Award from Toastmasters International, even if I didn't speak in over 50 countries, and I went out, I'd have checked out with a smile on my face because I was doing me and I enjoy. And people have caused me to start thinking, how did you go through all that you went through? You know, I realized I didn't even know I was going through stuff. I was so oblivious. I was so busy being me, busy living my dream, busy changing lives, busy helping people, busy answering the call on my life, busy looking for ways to be a blessing to people, to help people. I forgot about me. And the results speak for themselves. If you get you out of the way, come on, if you get you out of the way, come on and let God step in. I can share with you, He opened doors you did not see. Do you hear me? I've been in situations. People had big firms competing for the same contract that I was competing for. They had staff there. I didn't have that. They had all type of PowerPoint electronic equipment. I didn't have that. I had one cardboard visual aid. That's all I had. And I just remember the words, do what you can where you are with what you have, George Washington Carver, and never be satisfied. And when I went in the room, after they went in the room to do my presentation, Mr. Brown, where's your PowerPoint presentation? Sir, what is your name? My name is Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, I am the PowerPoint. Oh, then be our guest, sir. And I presented. And they talked among themselves and they said, you have the contract. Bet on you. When you are in alignment, and most people die a misplaced life. When you are in alignment with why you are here, ooh, I'm telling you what I know. I've had some incredible experience. And I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you. You got some stuff in you. That's why you're here. Dr. Miles Monroe knew what he was saying when he said, rob the cemetery of your gifts. He wrote over 30 or 40 books. He did not play. He meant that. He didn't just say that. He lived from that place of power. And everywhere he went, everywhere that he spoke, everywhere that he traveled, and I used to travel with Dr. Miles Monroe. And those of you say, well, who's he? Well, he was an incredible man. Look him up. In fact, you go online and put in Miles Monroe and Les Brown on YouTube. You hear the voice of a speaker extraordinaire. He was a great man from the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas. He's a bad brother. Yes, indeed. He said, rob the cemetery of your greatness. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And when you find ways to make things work for you, when you find ways to use your talents, abilities, and skills in spite of the odds, in spite of systemic racism, in spite of people saying you can't do this, in spite of the fact that you don't have the money, in spite of the reality that you don't have the education and letters behind your name like me, when you do what you can, God will do what you can. Hello. You have something special. I have a friend, Orrin Hudson. He teaches young kids how to become strategic thinkers. He teaches them how to play chess. And if you call Orrin Hudson, how you doing, Orrin? Know what he say? It's the best day of my life. I've been calling him for years, over a decade. How you doing, Orrin? The best day of my life. You call him in the morning, afternoon, or the evening. And it hit me. Every day is the best day of your life, in spite of what, unless I'm going through foreclosure, unless I just lost my job, unless I'm going through divorce, less my kids are going crazy on me, less I'm down on my luck. It's the best day of your life. If you don't believe it, try missing one. Whatever you're going through, just think about that. The operative word here is going through. When things go wrong, don't go with them. Go through it. It does not define you. You're greater than that. Your adversities, your setbacks. You can rebuild. If everything has been taken from you, if you've been stripped, you can come back. You have comeback power. You better hope I win this argument. That's what my mentor, Mike Williams, told me when I told him I couldn't do what I'm doing now. He said, I'm on your side, Brownie. I'm on your side. You better hope I win this argument. Okay, Mike. Okay, yes, I will listen to you, Mike. Yeah, Brownie, you should. Because if you argue for your limitations, Brownie, you get to keep them. Mike, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't hang up, please. I don't want to keep my limitations. I just had some doubts. I just didn't know how I could do what you said. He said, you don't have to figure it out, Brownie. That's not where you are right now. Just accept the calling on your life. Just do you first. Just buy into you. Believe in you. Don't go into A, B, C, D, G. No, you went out in G. No. Just step with A, you. Start with you. Do you believe? Are you willing to take a chance on you? Yes, I am. Okay, then let's get to work. Take a chance on you. And get to work. If you have a voice, if you have a story, if you would like for me to work with you to bring that story out, if you would like to empower the messenger in you and allow me to extract that message out of you and teach you how to tell your story, teach you how, with the comfort of your computer that's not asymptomatic, your computer that does not sneeze, your computer that you don't want to bathe in Clorox, your computer that won't cough on you. In the safety and comfort of your home, you can change people's lives around the world doing something you love to do. Now, if you want to do something that's you, and this is it, I can show you how to do that. You know why? Because I'm doing it now. And I love the change. I'm making it work for me. I don't have to get on an airplane anymore. I lost I turned down a big speaking engagement. Huge. I said, I don't want to get on a plane that long. I always send you a private airplane. I said, and if the pilot coughs and we have circulated air and I can't crack the window and he's asymptomatic, I'd like to speak at your event virtually, but I'm not dying to speak at your event physically. No. Habla español? No. You want to be in a position to say no. When you are doing something that's you'll make more money. When you're doing something with you're doing it from your heart. Where your heart is, there your treasure is also. When you do something with you that just comes naturally to you, that other people look at and marvel, that's your superpower. Capitalize on it. That's your superpower. A lot of people, they go to their graves with their superpower because it's so natural. They think, oh, nobody would care. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Most people don't know that they don't know, and they think they know. And because they won't take a chance on themselves, they enrich the cemetery. Yeah, they die long before they take their last breath. Wow. You're God's masterpiece. You're a piece of the master. As my mother would say, Mrs. Mamie Brown, which her birthday was November the 6th. Mama's birthday was November the 6th. I have a great grandson. His name is Eric. He was born on November the 6th as well. And she would say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yes, ma'am, Mama. Drop the mic. Bam. I want you to put voice in the comment section. I want you to say, Les Brown, I want you to teach me. I want you to teach me to speak like you. In fact, better than you. I can do that if you're willing to do the work. If you're hungry, like I was hungry and still am, I'm finishing strong. I'm not through my best stuff yet. I haven't done my best work yet. No. You know how many people, they're already out of here, occupying space. If you're hungry, that's who I want to work with. If you're disciplined, if you're coachable, if you're willing to learn, I'm still learning. You're never too old to learn. You're never too young to teach. I'm learning from so many of my students, and they're still learning from me as well. You have something special. You have greatness in you. You are full of stories of greatness. Don't take those stories of greatness in you with some flimsy excuse to the cemetery. You're listening to me for a reason. You know who I'm talking to. You know who you are. I don't know how to spell voice. Okay. V-O-I-C-E. You and I obviously were in special education together. V-O-I-C-E. I salute the greatness in you. Bye for now. 3. Oh, don't sing. They can't handle the voice. Take care. Thank you very much. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. Put voice in the comment section. V-O-I-C-E. See you real soon. Oh, behave. Whatever.